Siddharth, just hang on there for a minute. I hope you can hear me. Just trying to fix a few things. Hey, getting messages. Hi, Kaushik, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Okay, great. So we have Siddharth, we have Sunil so far. We still have a few more minutes. Just a minute, I'm getting some messages. People are busy with some other webinars.
Yeah, Saturday seems to be a webinar day. We should name it webinar day instead of Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, right. So, we'll start shortly, don't worry. Let's start. Okay, I need to start recording. Recording. Just to tell you a bit about all this. Oh boy, there are a lot of messages. All right, so we'll start. Siddharth, Sunil, Franco, I will just see, if I can share my screen. Kaushik, can you see my screen?
Yeah, it's visible.
Great. If you guys can also see, maybe, just give us a thumbs up or something. Is the webinar happening? Absolutely, yes. Yes, Siddharth. It would happen immediately. In fact, I'm just starting now. Just wanted to make sure you can see my, screen. So maybe if you can give a thumbs up, so I know, or maybe, you can just type in yes in Q&A itself, that you can see my screen. Hello.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, no, I just wanted to make sure from Siddharth, I mean, because you are maybe the co-organizer. So, because he typed in, So, Siddharth, if you can just type in yes, or, say in the chat. We'll just start. Great. So, we'll start this session. Yeah, hi, Sunil. So, I'm just starting the session right now. And like it says, by the end of this masterclass, you will know why niching and positioning are dead and how to build a market monopoly where clients beg to work with you. So, typically, what has happened is, most of us get into a niche, or we get into, we think of how to position ourselves, and then we get into storytelling and personal branding and whatnot. But these again, all of these are red oceans, and I'll tell you exactly why. Right? And I would like to start with a story. It's a very interesting story. This will change a lot of things. This is probably the base of everything. It's called a lipstick problem, and it's a real story. Okay, by the way. So what happened was, there was this mining company. They found out that all the miners are using chalk to mark the coals that they are mining. Now there was a big problem, because they was using chalk. It used to get wiped up, or if the dusts and all will come, they couldn't see it. It used to mix with them, so they had to again, put in a lot of time and effort. So one guy, what he did was actually, one day he stole one lipstick actually from his wife, and he started putting lipstick on the charcoals, coals basically. Now lipstick used to stuck, and it was very shiny and all that stuff, and it was very good. People never had to again mark their stuff, so everybody started copying this guy. Everybody started bringing lipstick from their wives, and they threw the chalk and started using the lipstick. Now there was a drill company which wanted to sell drills, and they were finding it very difficult actually to sell drills to these people. So the moment they went to a marketing agency, and this guy is actually known for the USP, unique selling proposition that we try to find for ourselves, for our clients. This guy was a specialist USP guy. I'll give you his name and his brief and all the campaigns. So I mean, the chocolate melts in your mouth is his campaign. So he suggested that you put that lipstick thing into your drill, because even if they're drilling, they don't know whether they have mined it or not, or what happened. So they did that, and they started selling the drills. So basically the point of this story, I quickly wanted to make is, if you find the lipstick problem of your client, you will anyways, be the monopoly, because then that's what people want. So I'll tell you exactly what is the lipstick problem and how to find the lipstick problem. Okay. This is the basis of it. Now let's get into quickly a few other things. So, I mean, we need to, by the end of this, you have to start thinking what is the lipstick problem you are solving. I'll give you a lot of examples. Now, a little bit of context, quick 2 minutes. Main market, I've not taken all the market, but main markets, we all know that, these are health, wealth, and relationship. Now, in health, you have weight loss. Then in weight loss, you have, paleo diet, you have keto diet, you have intermittent fasting, and so on, right? So these again are popular. Now, what happened was eventually these all became red oceans. So there were a lot of people in weight loss. I mean, let's think about 70s and 80s, right? A lot of people about weight loss. If you come to 2010, 2010 especially, paleo is red market. There are so many people. Everybody is, talking about intermittent fasting. Everybody is talking about keto diets and all that stuff. So these again became red oceans. Now people wanted to find blue ocean, right? So what happened was they started getting into something called niche and positioning. And then, of course, the new thing category, which I'll talk about, which is the whole point of today's session. Now, these are three stages that, we all know. Okay. And I will tell you exactly why niche and positioning is something which will make you, stress, give you stress. It will make you compete. You can never, ever, win this game if you play the niche and positioning game. And I explain exactly how and why of this. Okay. So this is what is niche, right? I don't need to tell you, but just to explain, because I come across a lot of people who are not even clear. If you ask them to explain niche to maybe a 14-year-old guy, they don't know. So niche is basically who you target and how you target, right? Who can be demographic and how exactly you target. But it's nothing but, I call niche as a fancy cage. And the image is the right visual representation. There are so many people in your niche, and you are just targeting a small section of those people. But still, there are a lot of people, right? So still a fancy cage. Some of the examples of niche, so if it is a fitness, sub-market is weight loss, the niche can be keto for executives who travel, right? That can be a niche. So you have taken a very small market of people who travel and how you want to help them with the health, keto, right? So that is a niche. So who plus how basically becomes your niche. Very simple. Similarly in wealth and all that, right? But this is the problem with niche. Niching down is like digging a hole you can't climb out of. Okay. Once you get into that, once you get into keto plus health and all that, then again, what happens is it becomes a red ocean. So there are a lot of people who are into keto who are only targeting traveling, people who frequently travel, keto for moms, keto for, this. So plenty of people again. And once you're known for that, it's very, very difficult. And you are, again, in a red ocean. Now, then comes positioning, which again, a lot of people have not yet cracked. Most of us know about niche. We have found our niche. Positioning is still people, don't know, not sure about. But what is positioning? You're still in the same market. It's just that you're trying to figure out how you can stand out compared to your competitors, right? So that's what I mean. All these are your competitors. So if you're a coach, if you're an agency owner, if you're somebody who provides leads, if you're a copywriter, whatever, blah, 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 you still are fighting with a lot of people. You still have competition, and you just want to make sure that how you can be different, right? And there is a funny thing that a lot of people, teach, and we also implement and all that. Even I have taught all this 5 years back, called unique mechanism, where we, name or something like, have a unique methodology of XYZ. I'll tell you the problem about that as well, right? So this is positioning, you understand, and positioning is how you're perceived against your rivals and competitors. You're basically just trying to shout louder. Some people teach you that, okay, do storytelling so that you can position ourselves, but it's all, not that easy. And the problem is you still have competitors. So this is typical positioning. Okay, keto for busy moms, what they did was they started positioning themselves as 15-minute meals. So we'll give you, some meals for keto, which you can do in 15 minutes. Or luxury gourmet keto or budget keto hacks. These are positioning, different positioning. So I'll do this using this, right? Positioning is the trap. It can never be your strategy. I'll tell you why. Because still you are focusing on competitors. You're still trying to become the better solution, hopefully. And positioning is perspective. So it is not what you want, but how people perceive you. That's the whole problem with positioning. And the best analogy that I can give you is of a musical chair. Okay, so we all have at some point of time maybe played musical chair or have seen people, dancing around the chairs. This is what, again, a lot of people, there are fixed chairs and you're going to lose game, whether you are cheapest, whether you are fastest, you have limited number of seats, you have limited number of clients, but there are a lot of people doing the same thing. So, there is going to be a time when you'll be out of the game. So it's just typically like a musical chair. Okay? And the point that I want to make, from all this is your business has a disease. I'm not sure whether you know this or not. And I would want you to, participate basically in this. Can anyone, for me, guess? So, what is the actual that your business has? Whether you're a solopreneur, freelancer, agency owner, coach, whatever you are, your business has a disease. Anyone from this picture, can you guess? Maybe you can type in, in the chat somewhere. Any guesses, guys? We have so many people: Lakshta, Alshe, Karpit, Ritambars, Shankar, Sunil. Sorry. All right, I'll tell you the disease that we have in our business. It's competition. Right? So if you're sure that you do not have any competition, great. You're very lucky. You're playing the right game. But if you have competition, you are in red ocean. I'm going to make sure that I'll give you your blue ocean today in next maybe 60, 75 minutes. Okay. And I'll not just tease you with something. I'll teach you how to do it. So you can go back and, do it yourself as well, if you really want. So the disease is competition and the cure is market monopoly. Okay. Where you have no competition without changing your skills. So maybe you're very good at, I know some people here, Shanko is performance marketer. I know Arpit is into messenger bots. So he automates all that. We have Ritamber, we have Shop. So I'll come back to, these things. But the point is, you can actually create a market monopoly. And when I say monopoly, basically, I mean you will have no competition. Okay, everybody is just going to see you. You will find your blue ocean. So how do you do it? How you can be happy? How you can be, stressless without changing your skill? I'm not going to ask you, okay, you have to go and learn something new. But I'm going to tell you the new way to find your blue ocean. And this is not something I have discovered. This is again it's been around for now a decade. And I'll tell you exactly who are the people who invented it and how some of the best known faces have recently discovered it. I'll show you, their videos and things as well. So how you can do this is basically, if you can remember, I told you about the lipstick problem, Miners 1930. It is still relevant today. So lipstick problem is basically, but urgent pain your audience is desperate to fix. Pain, want to come, right? Now we'll go deeper into it, what exactly I mean by, a lipstick problem and how to find these problems. Okay? Now the problem is not the problem, I'm a big movie buff and, I watch a lot of movies. Recently I've got hooked into Malayalam movies. And I think I've watched almost all of them and they're fantastic. But this is one dialogue from, we all know this character. The problem is not the problem is your attitude about the problem. Captain Jack Sparrow. So maybe you're not thinking rightly in terms of problem. I'll tell you what. If you go back to the same thing, health, weight loss, paleo, intermittent fasting, keto, Tabata, yoga, what not, right? Everything is a red ocean. You agree or not, right? There are multiple players doing this and that. So one guy came and he said, okay, what do I do? I see a new problem. Problem is people are tired, but they are not thirsty. What happens is, even I remember, in summers when I used to walk, go for some place, and it used to be hot. I used to come out and just buy a cold drink maybe, and have or have water and all that. But or maybe I'm working out, okay, intense workout for 1 hour. I'm not really thirsty. I'm just tired. What do I do? Okay, so somebody found this problem and the solution. Anybody can guess? Do we have no clue? Okay, no clue. Fine. You might have heard about this. 5 Hour Energy. It's a $1 billion company. It's by an Indian. He's a philanthropist, so he has donated most of it. So he found a unique problem. I mean, imagine this is the problem that people were facing. Okay, that I'm tired, but I'm not thirsty. I don't want a cold drink. I don't want juice. I don't want water. I just want energy. So he gave small shots of energy. I mean, take the shot and you will get 5 hours energy, right? So what they found a new lipstick problem and they came up with this solution. They're not the only company, okay? And don't worry, though I'm talking about companies right now, I will even talk about individuals. I'll talk about how you and me as a solopreneur maybe, can find these lipstick problems. So, though I wanted to make it as a puzzle, but I just wanted to, I figured out that you're not really, using chat or Q&A and all that. We have anyways, I think, disabled all this. So, this problem, right? Taxi stinks was the problem. Small problem, answer Uber. Another company, Patagonia. What the problem was? People were enjoying surfing. And somebody said, hey, you know what? I want to surf longer in cold waters. I'm really enjoying it. But you cannot, right? These are icy waters. These are very cold waters. So what do you do? So Patagonia identified this small problem, lipstick problem, and they invented wetsuits. And they are they created a new category itself. They didn't get into niche. They didn't get into positioning. So understand what's happening. Okay, 5 Hour Energy drink, wetsuit. These all are basically new categories, new market you create where there is no player. You are still doing the same thing. They were, anyways going to, build this stuff. I don't need to tell you about this. Who invented this, right? I want to share disappearing selfies with my crush. I actually wanted to, take some other kind of picture, but I think, this expresses, right? So we all know Snapchat, right? So they found a small, tiny problem, right? People were doing this, right? So they wanted to disappearing selfies. The reasons why. I don't want to get into all this. So if you think about it, every great category was born from a weird problem. Nobody else was solving. Right? So you just have to find out the lipstick problem, and I'll show you, in fact, the lipstick problems that already exist. Very simple to identify. So what exactly is our method? Monopoly method. When I say you will not have any competition, what do I mean? So Monopoly Metodo. Now Metodo is basically an Italian word for method. Okay, so don't confuse, don't think too much. So what it is not about being better. I don't want you to be a better performance marketer. I don't want you to be a better agency. I don't want you to be a better, whatever you're doing. Maybe you are into fitness, coach. I don't want you to be a better coach. Okay, I want you to create a new space where you define your own rules and language. Language is messaging, copywriting, all that stuff, and become the sole option in your market. Quite possible, and in fact, I'll say very easily possible. In fact, I'll show you exactly, right? So when you have no competition, you own the market. There is nothing called, pricing. So this guy is charging, doing it for $500. Why are you charging $1,000 for the same thing? When there is no competition, there is no, price negotiation, right? It's only, 5,000. I mean, 1,000 looks little too much. But if I'm really solving his lipstick problem, I don't think, he's going to even bother about it. So I'll tell you exactly again. And like I said, this is not about niching down. This is not about positioning. This is totally a new thing. This is about psychological market warfare, where you create a new category for yourself. Okay, and it goes so deep into your prospect's mind that hiring anyone else feels stupid because you are the only one solving his lipstick problem. I mean, again, just go back to that. I'm tired. I want energy. I don't want water. Will you go and buy the Evian water, or will you go take these 2 shots? Pretty simple. So market ownership means, basically creating your own category where you define, we have already talked about it. So you're going to be the owner of your market. And that's what is category creation. It's a new thing. For you, maybe some of you know about this, but category creation is where you play. You understood about niche, you understood about positioning. Now, category creation is where you play. You create your own ocean, blue ocean, okay? Not fighting the old market. For example, I help desk-bound professionals fix posture and gain confidence with desk detox fitness. We all are sitting, for long hours. So some of us are sitting for 10 hours, 9 hours, 8 hours. We hardly do any stretching or exercise. So what are the problems our body faces, especially when you cross a particular age. So we start something called desk detox fitness. This fitness is only and only focusing on desk-bound professionals. And you know how many people are there. Right? We're not talking about weight loss. We're not talking about fitness. We created a new category, desk detox fitness. And a lot of people need this because I don't have time to go to the gym. I don't find that energy. Even if I don't have to tell you that how many times I've, and you have bought gym memberships and all that, right? I don't want a fitness coaching. I don't want to do, dance and all that. Right? I just want to fix this particular thing so that I can move very well. I'll give a lot of other examples. So now just see this, quickly. Niches, I train corporate women in their 30s. Positioning happened, and then I started saying maybe, the only fitness trainer for corporate women who want to lose fat without going to the gym. That's positioning, fine. But these, again, 2 are red oceans. The blue ocean can be that's professionals. I help you unlock energy. I get you, get the career confidence and whatever, using posture. And so, right, what is the right posture and all that? Nobody's doing this, by the way. So this is how I'd like to define niche, positioning, and category creation. Niches, I train corporate women, only trainer. Now this again is very interesting, guys. I'll take you, talk to you about this again. If I have to create another new category, forget about desk now. I'm giving you another example. Who cares if you lost 10 pounds, if you still cry in the shower? That's why I built Mood First Fitness. Now, this fitness program only takes care of your mood first. Health is there, but it's going to take care of your mood first. So what happens is, again, in the health space, we're not fighting with, yoga people and this and that, different methods. We have created a new thing, Mood First Fitness. Right? I will again explain you this, how you can do it, right? So, yeah. I mean, by now you should know that, if you're really positioning yourself, you're already losing because you're competing, you're in red ocean. So positioning is comparing yourself to others. Monopolizing is making others irrelevant. The moment I start Mood First Fitness, everybody doesn't make any sense. I mean, all the people who are actually, stressed, they have problems, mindset is a problem. I'm not happy. I've got stress. I get an anxiety. Yoga and all doesn't help, right? Stretching and this and that. So I have created a new Mood First Fitness program. It will make sure that you're always smiling, happy, you come out of the stress and all that. Right? Now, I was asked this question in, one of our previous webinars. What is the difference between mechanism and category? So some people here know about mechanism, right? Unique mechanism, especially used by direct response copywriters. And you might have seen a lot of people, something like, I have an XYZ framework. I have a ABC system, right? I'm a sales coach, but I have a ABC system where you'll go from A to Z and all that stuff. I'll tell you the problem with it. It's unique mechanism is basically a secret ingredient or a framework or a formula, right? I mean, the way you make your solution look different. Like, okay, I'm a sales coach, but I have ABC framework. So yes, I teach you sales, but I do it using ABC. Great. Nothing against it. But the problem is, for example, a fitness coach says, I help you burn fat using the same 7-minute metabolism reset. Looks good. 7-minute metabolism reset, new name, TM shame laga diya, trademark le liya and all that. The problem, as you can read, is you're still in the fitness market, which already exists. You're just highlighting your unique framework inside it. So you're still fighting with a lot of people. Right? Wherein, if we create our market, which we'll eventually do in today's session in next 60 minutes, within 60 minutes, and I'll take some live examples as well if you want. Just give me a profile. That's it. I mean, give me an Instagram link, and I'll tell you, how you can quickly create this unique market. Our market is going to be, a small pond. It's not going to be an ocean right now when you are going to create and anyways, we are not going to go and create Uber immediately, right? So we're going to create a new unique pond where we'll have our own rules and, everything. Nobody's there to compare us. And, that's what will give you all the success, because you're not, again, getting compared. And you create this pond by identifying the lipstick problem, right? The lipstick problem is people have this mood swings. So that's why mood fitness. Like I told you, I'll show you. Just to again, make my point very, very clear, mechanism versus category. Unique mechanism is basically, an example can be our chocolate cake is softer because we use Himalayan water. Wow, great. Or you can say something else, right? So that is how unique mechanism sounds. But a category design is something called, you create, like I've written, you start a new stress-free dessert bar. Okay, it's a weekend. Probably a lot of you will go, to clubs and pubs and restaurants and all that. But imagine there was some stress-free dessert bar. Now, dessert is a problem. If we eat a lot of desserts, there are going to be, effects, sugar and all that. We're becoming more health conscious. But what if there is a, something like this, which again, obviously will take care of it. But just because nothing like this exists today, people will opt for this compared to chocolate cake, which is softer, just because it uses Himalayan water. How does it matter? Himalayan water, whatever. I would rather go to a stress-free dessert bar, right? So maybe there are stand-up comedies, maybe there are jokes happening, maybe there are, like-minded people. There's something you have devised to make sure that, it's a stress-free dessert bar, kind of thing. Maybe even, including the sweet part of it. Another example, just to make sure that, even so everything that I explain, I try to think that, can I explain it to my son? He's 14 years. His name is Daksh. A lot of you know his name. You have seen him. He's growing as a nice, naughty kid. So unique mechanism, again, to explain you're selling pizza like everyone else, but you just say we bake it on volcanic stone for better flavor. Okay? Whereas new category that I'm trying to explain you is when you create something called sushi pizza, you invent it. Right? Now you're the only one who have this sushi pizza, this pizza. I know it's 12:30, and we're going to have lunch very soon, or maybe some of you had your breakfast and all that. So the point is, you create something new where you have no competition. There is nobody who is selling sushi pizza, and there is a huge demand. Now the reason again I mentioned my son is since his childhood, I remember he was probably 3.5 years. He always had access to obviously tab and all that. So he's very fascinated with Japan. The culture of Japan, the city, and how people behave there, and he keeps reading about Japan, and in fact started learning Japanese as well. So he's very fond of sushi. For the first time he had sushi, he just couldn't eat the second one. Some people just have the taste for sushi, it's quite popular. But, the point again I want to make is, there's nothing called sushi pizza. So you'll have people who will want this and nobody else is competing. Right? So again, the problem with unique mechanism is, if the market is fitness, you will have some minute metabolism reset, you will have keto carb cycling formula, you will have high intensity Tabata 2.0. Tabata anyways is high intensity, but some people might come up with something like this. These all are unique problems, unique mechanism. But the problem is, all these are methods to burn fat or get fit, right? We all agree. Now the thing is, a unique method might win clicks. Okay, you know what it is, Tabata, XYZ framework. We come up with a funny name, right? Master, Monopoly. We come up with a funny name. It will get you clicks, but it cannot create monopolies, because the method can be easily copied, right? Even I can copy your method, and what is the difference? Now again, you are offering ABC, I'm offering XYZ. He starts comparing what is better, XYZ or ABC. You'll win some, I'll win some. We'll keep fighting with each other. So that's the problem. So it is basically like, flavors of protein shakes. Everyone has got one. And the next week, there is going to be a new flavor of protein, which will come up. So it doesn't make sense to even, fight with unique mechanisms. Whereas category design is, like I said, where you play, not just how you play. Okay. So no niche, no unique mechanism, no positioning required. It's just better fitness. It's a new reason to exist. And I'll give you some examples. So when I create a new category, I'm not going to fight over fat loss or six packs, abs anymore, which people are doing. I will create something very new. Things like, for example, this functional longevity fitness. It is not about six packs. It is about living pain-free life. It is about climbing stairs at 70. It is about, when can you play with your grandkids? So if you're obsessed about abs and beach bodies, fine, go there. But if you really care about, can you bend and maybe tie that knot in your shoes at the age of 55, or you think, oh God, I have to bend. I know a lot of people, even in their 40s, they are having problem. So my point of view is, abs don't matter if you can't bend down to tie your shoes at 50. So, I create something like this. These are just representations, guys. Okay, functional longevity fitness, where grandparents and all, they are playing with kids and doing everything that a normal guy can do, versus this. So, what do you want? It's a new fitness category that I'm. So we only focus on things that will make you do all this. I don't care about whether you'll have a flat tummy or not. Another can be detox fitness, like I showed, already talked about. Like, my point of view is going to be, your gym doesn't care that you sit 9 hours a day, but I do. If I do this particular thing, okay, so that's what is going to be my maybe bio. The gym doesn't care that you sit 9 hours a day. I do. My fitness routine or methods are all aligned towards these things. So even if you sit for 9 hours, don't worry. I'll take care of your health. And I can combine all that. Okay. Mood first fitness, like I said, right? It is not about weight loss. It is about fighting depression. It is about fighting anxiety. It is about, stress, daily movements. So, like I said, losing 10 lbs doesn't fix your mood swings, but the right workout can. So maybe these are some of the workouts that you can do, and you can get your mood great. So I am getting some hands up. See. Just a minute, guys. Somebody is raising hands. Also promote sustainability. I'll shake Amin. Yeah, right. Sir, I understand about unique mechanism can eventually be copied, but then isn't the same true for categories? For example, McDonald's fired drive-ins, but competitors copied it later. So even if I create a new category, how do I sustain monopoly beyond the first mover advantage? What's the deeper moat that protects a category from being replicated? It's a very, very good question. In fact, Sheikh, and I'm going to answer this question. I totally get your point. Just a short answer right now. When you create a new category, when you create a new ocean, it will eventually get captured. So when Netflix came, they basically kicked out Blockbuster, where people had to literally stand in queue to get a DVD on rent. Right, that was the model. So streaming started, and today you know how many people are there in the streaming. Uber, they kicked out taxi, but now there's Lyft, there's Ola in here, and then you have other players. So other players will eventually come because now you have created a new market. See, it is all about understanding the moment it becomes a red ocean. You have to think of something new. I'll give you some examples also what people are doing, how they are coming out of. They created a unique, ocean for themselves, a blue ocean, a new category. Then they started, everybody started coming in because they saw, oh wow, this is a great problem to solve, and people are just, buying, and he's having a monopoly. He's the only guy. Let's get into, it. So they started also coming in, and like I said, I'll again answer, but it's a very, very good question, which means that you are really understanding, what I'm trying to say, and that just makes me very, very happy. So great. I'll just continue with this quickly. So if you're fighting with a unique mechanism, you are in a features war, right? I have this feature, XYZ, blah, 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 blah. People want to solve their problems. Features don't solve problems. Okay. So key takeaways, mechanisms get copied, categories get crowned. Okay? You will have a crown on your face. You will become the king of your category. That's one thing, first mover advantage. Unique methods win attention. New categories will build monopolies for you. And mechanisms are just like recipes. I mean, categories are new cuisines. Same thing. Like the other day, today's Saturday. Okay, great. So Sundays, I usually cook, right? I usually cook some non-veg. I'm a pure non-veg guy, 365 days, an atheist. So I don't really care, which puja is there and not. My wife is totally different. So we balance, all this. But the point again I want to make is, let's say I'm cooking mutton. There are probably, at least I know of 30 recipes, different recipes. There's mutton, very, very popular Champaran mutton, Bihar. That's very famous. There's dark bungalow mutton of Bengal, which is very famous. So these are just different recipes. So that's the problem, right? If you create a new recipe, what will happen? Okay, I'll probably go and I want to have mutton. Whether I want to have this Champaran or this and this and this, I don't know, which one I'm going to like. But if you just create a new cuisine, like I said, sushi pizza, totally different thing, right? Now, some interesting examples, guys. What happened was, when I was just learning about all this niche, mechanism, positioning, why I'm fighting with everybody. I mean, in this business for so many years. I started going deep into all this, and I found some very interesting things. I obviously, cannot take you through all of them, but I've picked a couple of them. So this guy is Rossano Ferrati. He charges 10,000 for haircut, okay? And obviously no competition. And it's not that he's starving, right? He's the most sought after guy. He is basically selling to Beverly Hills A-list celebrities, and not because they're celebrities. He is basically selling them exclusivity, no paparazzi. That's what was the problem these celebrities were facing. They want to avoid, all these reporters, paparazzis, and all that. So he has some ways and all that where, nobody can come to know when he's, doing this. And there are other things as well. I'll give you this case study, later on. Another, imagine a bottle of water selling for $1,000. I should have fixed it. I'm really sorry, but let me show you. This is actually 6 lakhs rupees, okay? 6,000 pounds. I'm going to show you the live website of this. Kaushik, can you see this? Can you just confirm?
Yes, it's visible.
So this is the company, guys, and you can, as you can see, maybe but if you don't know, I mean, you'll just say, oh wow, something like this is happening. Taste the architect to save the architect. Architect, we all know, is melting. I really don't know about I don't want to get into environment and all that. But they are offering Arctic water in a bottle, and they're selling this for £6,000. That's more than 6 lakh rupees, and they've made it exclusive as well. I'm not joking. This is their site. This is their price. You can see this, and it is only 9 bottles, £6,000. Right? They created a new category. They don't. They didn't come and said, okay, I'm going to create another Evian or whatever Bisleri and blah 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 stuff. They created a totally new category. And how we can do all this, again, like I said, it is not about companies. It is this whole point is about how we can do the same thing. Another great thing, I mean, I have written about this also. People who have subscribed to my newsletter might have read about it, because I talked about how this particular restaurant is selling 5,000 hamburgers. Okay, and people are raving about it. Imagine people are paying $5,000 for a burger and raving about it, that it's great. Okay, so imagine what, I mean, $5,000 for a burger, one-time meal. Why people are buying this? Okay. And I'll tell you why also. So the whole point of making all this is, what? One of the reasons why these people are, charging all this, they are able to sell water, they are able to do this, because they are the only ones. They are the only ones doing it. And the moment you become only one, like I told you, and you are smart enough. If you are the only one, you have a monopoly. You can charge whatever you want. It's just that you have to understand whether people want what you're. That lipstick problem, right? Are you finding the lipstick problem? And like I said, I'll help you right now do this. So this is what it is. You have the niche and then positioning. But if you want to go to the top, that's where category creation comes. Okay? So market monopoly metodo is about playing the new game, where you win before you compete. You are the only one. You're the first mover. Okay? So monopolizing basically means you define your new category, you own the language, whatever you want to say, message it, and you basically, like I said, plant a flag so deep in the market, competitors have no entry point, the mode point that Sheikh was saying. So these are some of the individuals again who created a new category. I don't think I have to tell you, but yeah. Kaushik, again, just confirm. Can you read Tim Ferriss?
Yep.
Okay, great. So yeah, I mean, you can see Tim Ferriss, he never talked about productivity. He's created something called the 4-hour work week. And as usual, everybody started the 4-hour agency, the 4-hour this, the 4-hour that. 4-hour became the new category, right? He could have just said, okay, I'm going to talk about productivity. I'm another productivity hack guy. KonMari, very interesting. Maybe you guys don't know. Let me take you to KonMari. In fact, KonMari method is very, very popular. Right? You see, I'm Googling it. It's a popular thing now, KonMari method. Basically, this lady, what she did was, she just said that, I want every home to be, very tidy and all that. So, but I want to make it very joyful. All the cleaning, organizing your home, I want it to be joyful. And then it became like a, race. So everybody talks about this. She's the lady, right? So what she did was, like you can see, KonMari, she said, no, I'm not going to be another home organizer. That's very, this. I will create my own method, KonMari method of tidying everything, with joy. Oh, Alex Hormozy. I mean, he's the talk of the town right now, right? And you know him as the offer guy. He created a new category altogether. I mean, we all know, Russell and all that of offer. He keeps shouting about offer. So he's known for ClickFunnels and all that. But offer is owned by Alex Hormozy. and he has proved it time and again. Right? Sandeep Maheshwari, he didn't want it to be another motivational speaker. What he created was free motivation. He said, I'm the only guy who's going to, I will never run ads on my YouTube, no matter what. I am okay to, leave 50 lakhs, 1 crore per month. I am going to motivate people, for free. Ali Abdul, again, another productivity guy, and just with YouTube, right? Prashant Kishore, okay? You all know his name. He didn't say I'm another political advisor. He said I'm the guy who will crunch your data and give you the results. I'm the data backed political advisor. So he created a new category. You don't even know anybody who's basically a political advisor, as good as Prashant Kishore. Another example I really want to give people who have come from maybe digital marketing background and stuff. It's very interesting model. I don't know whether you know about it, but rank and rent. Now, the typical problem in the industry was people used to claim that they will do SEO, they'll take 3 months, 6 months, they will rank. Nobody can guarantee anything, whether it is on page 1, rank 1, page 3. A lot of problems. I mean, you all know about this, right? So some guy, some intelligent guy said, you know what, I know this shit. I know how to do SEO. But I'll have the same problem if I go and, how do I prove that I can actually do it? So what he created was rank and rent model. He created websites for different, niches like doctors, HVAC, plumbers. He created websites, he ranked them first, and then he started renting these to people. So he said, you know what, you don't have to wait for 6 months. Okay. Here's my site. If anybody types these keywords, like, plumbing near my area, my site is already ranking. So they come to the website, they give their leads and all that stuff. Now you just have to rent it. You don't have to pay me for SEO. Give me a monthly rent of $500, $5,000. And then he replicated it and it became a big model. So understand again, the moment you are fighting, you'll have these problems. Today, what is happening again, a lot of your friends also are SEO, guys, they're still fighting with each other. So rank and rent, totally different thing, right? So now we are coming to how exactly to do all this, right? So these are the principles of market monopoly. Principles, when I say principles, we adhere to this. Create, don't compete. Create new monopoly, new category. That's rule 1. Again, the second principle is be the only, not the best. I don't want you to be the best copywriter, like I said. I don't want you to be the best marketer. I don't want you to be the best coach. I don't want you to be best anything. I just want you to be the only one doing this without changing your skills. And that's possible. Okay. Solve the unseen problem, lipstick problem. There are a lot of problems. We just ignore them. Okay? Or we just don't know whether they are big enough or not. And I'll show you exactly all this. Sorry, guys. Languages creates leadership. The moment you have a new language, new category anyways, your entire language is going to be different. You'll have a lot of point of views and stuff which we'll see. And dominate with a point of view. What is a point of view? Point of view is maybe, organic just sucks. Organic marketing sucks. Who taught you? Who told you to go keep posting on Facebook? And the way things were 2 years, 3 years back, it's not same anymore. People have evolved. Market has evolved. Where are you, getting stuck with all this unique mechanisms and all that? No wonder you are, struggling. That's my point of view. My point of view is you should create new categories. Very simple. And I'll probably have a bigger market. For example, I start with mood first fitness. I'll have a bigger market. Why do I have to think about working moms and busy executives and blah blah blah? No getting into national, right? Strike fast, strike hard. The moment you create a new category, you have to, we call it lightning strike. So you really have to strike hard, do everything possible. And there are a lot of ways to do, all this. And like I said again, guys, we really are not looking to create an Uber-like company, $1 billion company on day one. We just want to talk to few people, and we don't want to compete. And we choose, okay, this guy kind of fits. He is ready to pay, and we can work together. So I just want more of those kind of people, and it's again very easy to get. And at the end, it's to build the flywheel. The moment you see traction, go everywhere else. Maybe, start doing some webinars. Let's say, I start doing Mood First Fitness. I will want to go to some podcast where, they are talking to health people or otherwise as well. I mean, there's a great chance that I'll also get invited to Beer Biceps or, go figure out, because I've created a new thing, because he's going to ask what came to your mind, why you started creating Mood First Fitness. And I'll tell boss, I used to see anxiety, stress and all that. Nobody was, everybody was talking about apps, right? So these are the principles of monopoly. So what happened is, once I understood all this, category creation and monopoly and how to be the only one, I asked myself, what's my version? A lot of you know that I run an agency for quite some time, a digital marketing agency, but again, fighting for scraps and, oh, you charge 1 lakh? No, these guys do it for 30,000. Oh, man, this guy was offering me, 25,000. How do I tell that, what? So I do say all this, that you will waste your money for 3 months, nothing will happen, all that. But I have to explain a lot of things and still fight. So I started asking myself, what is my version of the 10K haircut? How can I charge 6 lakhs? If somebody is paying for water bottle, how do I get these people? How can I do this? Or sell 5K burger? So I found that I'll have to, create a new category for myself. I cannot get into the niche positioning and unique mechanisms. I've done all this. I've taught unique mechanisms probably 5 years back when I was teaching copywriting. Right? I remember my 11th batch of copywriting was maybe in 2020. Right? And a lot of you have done all this, I'm sure. So my answer was the pay after you profit model. Now, we are the only agency in India who promises this and who own this space. Pay after you profit. We obviously do not take everybody. We know what kind of clients we want. And now just imagine I don't have to fight. Whether it is 25,000, whether it is 1 lakh, whether it is 5,000 rupees, I don't have to fight. I'm the only agency. In fact, we are the only agency. I have Kaushik here with me. We are working together. So we are the only agency who are doing this model, pay after you profit. Suddenly, I don't fight, right? And there are ways by which you can do this. This is just one of the models, and it's very easy to implement it actually. And there are a lot of other models as an agency that you can do, But the point is, we have created a new category. And what has happened is, we have so many clients, even clients who are fighting with each other. Basically, they are competitors. So my client A, client B, client C, they are competitors, and they all are working with us. Right? That's the funny thing that has happened. Forget about, getting just one client in one niche. In fact, the only concern they have is, you have my data also. Will you share my data with client B because they are my competitors? Will you share my strategy with, so we have solved this as well for them by giving a simple example, saying that, we are like banks. So these all are, you have your saving accounts. I cannot give your saving account to somebody else, right? My business will go, my bread and butter will go. So that's about it. But okay. So I'll also tell you about, a few of the other models that you can implement and how we came to this. I'll give you another example of how you can create a new category. So this is an example of email marketer, somebody who says, I do emails. How he can create a category, he can create something like the second sales system. But the problem he's trying to fix is most businesses focus only on the first purchase, right? How you can do more sales, how you can create further sales, right? Customer life value kind of thing, lifetime value. So you are bleeding profits because you do not have customers coming back. So my category, point of view is very, very important. The real money isn't in the first sale. It's in the second sale. I've built a system that engineers the second purchase automatically for you. And why it works, it basically not shifts focus from emails to customer. So I might just be doing emails, but now I'm talking in a totally different language. I'm talking about second sale system. And I've created a new category for this. Some of the categories that I can tell you, which you can work. More agency. I mean, if you're an agency, let's say, or a freelancer for that matter. Yesterday also I got a call. Okay. This is a call that I frequently get from people saying that, I'm working with this agency, but I'm not really sure if they are doing, good. They keep coming back every month and they say that, okay, things are going to improve next month and all that. I'm spending so much of money. I really don't know what they're doing because I don't understand this space. And they want me to audit. They want to do this. And this is not the first thing that, or the only time that I've got this call. This was yesterday's call. And I said the person that, okay, I'm going to help you today. But imagine if there was somebody like, this, you are only doing audits, nothing else. Okay. So like this, you create a new category. Maybe I've just given it a name, ROI MRI. It's just like MRI machine that scans your body and tells all the problems that you have. So you scan a business like an MRI machine showing where revenue is bleeding. Okay. And you have an exhaustive 90-point growth audit, maybe. Because right now, what is the problem? Now, this is a lipstick problem, guys. I'll tell you why. Currently, the same agency is offering audit and then doing the work for them. Okay, and audit is a very, very simple job. Galtiyan nikalni hai, right? How difficult it is to find fault in anything. You will, immediately within 10 minutes, you can probably note down 10 points. So they find some problem with them, maybe the current agency, and then they take over and then they, do the same thing, same problem. Right? So nobody is there to help them. What if you are the only agency who does this? You're not working, you're not a performance, agency. You are not running their YouTube ads. You're not building their funnels, nothing. Your job is just to audit this. Right? So this is what I'm going to say, this is basically my short pitch, elevator pitch. Most businesses waste 30-40% of their marketing budget on leaks. They can't even see. Right? We are not another ad agency. We are the world's first ROI diagnostic agency. We diagnose. So think of it like there are in medical terms also, there are diagnostic centers, right? And then you go to a hospital if some problem is there. Think of it again as an auditor versus accountant, right? An auditor just goes and checks your things. An accountant is doing something. So same thing, why is not somebody doing it in the marketing space? And I have personally I have consulted so many people. I have audited it for so many people, right from Google Ads and, Facebook, Meta. And eventually what happened is they came to me saying that, can you do it for me? I mean, you have already, helped me so much. Can you, by any chance, do it for me? And, I started doing that as well. Past story, but yeah. But imagine ROI, MRI, you say our only job is to find leaks, expose it, and growth opportunities and hand you a clear roadmap. So stop bleeding money and start profitability. This is the only thing that I'm doing. But it's a small pond that you will create. Okay, it's a blue ocean right now. It's a very easy way to get into any company for that matter, because everybody knows and everybody has this apprehension that mera theek se ho raha hai ki nahi? What is that I can improve, right? And now I'll give you some more examples of how we implemented this whole damn thing with our clients. Okay, I'll give you some clients examples and stuff. So we are working with IIT Madras. This is the second year we are working with them, actually helping them market their entire online MBA programs and stuff. And like I said, I have currently, this all happened this month only. We are working with 3 CMA institutes. These CMA institutes are training institute for CMA course. The तीनों आपस में competitors हैं, so like I said, A, B, C, they all are competitors. They all basically, think of them as 3 digital marketing institutes. All are my clients, right? And the 4th one is, about to happen. We are just, I mean, we don't have, I think, the bandwidth. We are just right now clueless, trying to expand team and all that. But that's not the point. The point is how we implemented this. It's very simple. For example, let's start with IIT Madras. Okay, IIT Madras, like I said, online MBA problem. Now the online MBA was being offered. I mean, every single college today has an online MBA. IIMs, all the IIMs, all the IITs, all the tier 2, tier 3 colleges have upgrade. And I mean, online MBA market is full. I mean, it's a red ocean right now, right? Even I'm Ahmedabad and XLRI is again, some we are talking to XLRI right now, not yet finalized, but we'll hopefully, work with them as well. So the problem with online MBA, what do you do? How do you stand out? How do you create a new category? I'm working with IIT, and by default, IIMs are perceived as better institutes as far as MBA is concerned. No doubts about it, right? I mean, even if my son today gets an MBA in, I am Ahmedabad, or for that matter, I am Lucknow as well, or I am Indore, compared to, IIT Mumbai or IIT Madras and whatever, most probably, most likely, I'm going to choose IIM. That's what is the case even for you, most probably, right? So how do I sell IIT? अब कल के दिन हो सकता है, maybe I'll take Narsi Munji also or whatever. So how do I create a new category for this? Simple. We didn't compete, we created. Instead of selling just another MBA, guys, we created a new category called Techno MBA. Okay. Nobody in the market is offering Techno MBA. Is offering Techno MBA. We never said we have an online MBA. Yes, the format is online and all that, great, but it is a Techno MBA. Now, what the F is Techno MBA? This, the pitch, the point of view that changed everything actually, right? The world is moving to AI, machine learning, automation. Traditional MBAs don't understand technology, right? Techno MBA makes you future ready even without a technical background. So, no, you're not just in management. You are in boardrooms where technology meets policy because all the policies are made. I mean, you might have heard OpenAI first Indian hire is a policy guy, right? He's an Indian top executive, like he's the head of policy making, right? And OpenAI is opening its office in Delhi right now, right? Now it's a technical thing, but a managerial position. If you don't understand technology, what will you do? You'll not be part of. Forget about the company boardroom. You'll not be part of, government policies and all that. Nothing, nowhere, right? But the moment you are a techno MBA, you understand technology, and that is a current gap in the market. It's not that we just made up this funny word and started selling it. We said that is a gap in the market. That's what we talked to 300 companies, and they all said that we have great managers, but they don't understand technology, so we're not able to implement a lot of things. And that's why IIT has started this. Now IIT is the #1 institute since last 5 years as far as technology is concerned. Obviously, when it's technology, where will you go? An engineering degree from maybe one of the XYZ college or IIT. So no questions there. So what happened was, suddenly, because of this new category, no more comparisons with IIM, because now they're not thinking online MBA, I'll get an MBA. They're thinking, oh, yes, this is going to change my life. I'll become Techno MBA. And we are selling it as, the quickest way to go to C-suite. You want to go to C level, this Techno MBA will make sure that, you are there in 5 years. If you just do an MBA from, IIM, online MBA, you will spend 20 lakhs rupees, but where do you go? People see you in a totally different way. And there were other few things that we did. I obviously cannot go into the details of it. But you can understand, started, everybody, especially people from IT background, engineers, they started thinking all this, like this is a new opportunity, this is a new thing, I should do a Techno MBA, and become the IT alumni and part of this. And our application just, shot up. I can show you the CRM, I can show you the beta ads. I used to show them, but I don't see any point of, showing them. Right. So that's one thing. And then I'm going to show you now another quick way of how there was a coach, how we implemented Monopoly code for the soft skill trainer or a coach. So this lady actually said that, hey, you know what, I've done great in my life so far, but I have this passion of, soft skills. I always want to teach this, and I want to launch myself as a soft skills trainer. Can you help? Her husband was obviously our client, and he's seen, our work. So she was kind of, we were not really keen to do this work, but she was like, oh, I mean, you'll not do anything for me. Why? And all that. So we decided, okay, we'll take this up. I mean, kya hai? What is the big deal? We have anyways cracked how to do these things. So obviously, no bullshit about niching down कि आप इसको focus करो, and no bullshit about positioning, and no bullshit story making and all that. Everything only makes sense when you're not competing. I'm story भी बताऊंगा तो why I have to go and compete in a market? And not everybody can tell good stories, right? So what we did basically was we started seeing the market. You see, I've taken some screenshots what these people are doing. Manjari, soft skills trainer, 20 years of expertise. Yeah, I help you speak, look, and feel confident with my skill building program. Another one, soft skills trainer, English, communication, personality development, communication trainer. I train people for soft skills, train 9K individuals, DM change to start. Chalo, unique mechanism to nahi hai yahan pe kahin pe. No, that way, great. So let's say you have to launch somebody, you have a client, or you want to launch yourself. Like there was another guy who wanted to start with a mindset coach. He came in one of our this masterclass, I think first masterclass. So we are talking to him as well, how to launch him. I'll sit with him tomorrow for this. So the point is, I don't want you to be another soft skill trainer. I don't want you to be another minds, coach. I want you to be the first thing, like I said, if you remember our principle, I want you to be different, not better. I'm a better soft skill trainer. नहीं कर सकते. So what we did was basically Kaushik, if you can again confirm Google Doc from just another soft skill trainer.
Yes, visible.
Great. So I'll quickly make it, guys. I know, I have less than 20 minutes, maybe. Yeah, 22 minutes to be precise, and I'll make sure how we can do this. So, we asked certain questions and we found out what is that you can uniquely do. What is that only you can do, maybe. So बात करते करते ही पता चला, she says, I mean, I just started asking, why are you so hell-bent? I mean, you're doing so well in your life. Why do you want to be a soft skill trainer? So she said to somebody else, actually, I have this great God gift where I can, just look at a person and tell from his posture how he's standing or how he walks into the room. And I can tell, whether he's confident or he's confused, he's stressed, he's very happy, he's excited, he's whatever it is. I have this gift. And 99% of the times I'm right. And we said, bingo, yeah, that's what, let's do this. So what we did was, I can share all this, maybe conditions applied, but I'll give you, just this. So what we did was, if you can read, Vidisha Sharaf, India's first posture-based confidence coach, helps ambitious professionals unlock, this. What we basically said is, again, India's first posture-based. Now, I also want you to go back. This is basically a short premium buy for events, profiles, and press kits, because we are sending her, lightning launch, if you remember, lightning strike. The moment we launch this, we are going to make sure that she goes to all this. So this is a profile for that, not really her, Instagram profile. But basically the idea is posture-based confidence. So how you stand is very, very important. How you sit is very important. How you walk is very important. Speak before you actually open your mouth. Right? I mean, if it is soft skills. Again, the idea came from, let's say, Domino's. Domino's is not the best pizza, right? It is known for 30 minutes thing, delivery. So we want to focus on the outcome of it, outcome part of it. We are not selling, our skills. We are not selling pizza. Domino's is not selling pizza. It is selling outcome. Okay? 30 minutes में आपको मिल जाएगा. Now, posture में क्या होता है? Similarly, you can look at somebody and you can basically tell in 5 minutes, right? Because let's say, a person is walking inside the room, he has got an interview, the way he walks, the way he, maybe fixes his clothes and then he sits and, whatever, before he says good morning or good afternoon or whatever, exactly. So it doesn't take a lot of time. So we said, you can get a fix in 5 minutes. Especially leaders and all that, when you go to a stage, a forum, how you should sit, how you should stand. We can just watch your video and tell you in 5 minutes what needs to be fixed. boom, khatam. So, quick. One to is quick, and second is posture. Every soft skill trainer is talking about 90 days course, and you will start speaking this and that. He said even before speaking, your body says everything. So we'll do that. So we own that space. I mean, right now she's already uh, engaged. I don't know about today's status, but last Saturday she had a full day, full packed session. I know people from BNI and all called her for the training, because now it's totally different. Now she's not the only soft skill trainer. I mean, somebody, a BNI is a very, very old, model, and there are, in Calcutta only, there are 23 chapters, right? So soft skill is very boring. I'm sure a lot of soft skills trainer were, existing, but nobody was posture based, 5 minutes kind of thing. So, so this is what we did, India's first posture-based confidence coach, instant presence makeovers in 5 minutes, helping you go from overlooked to unforgettable in 5 minutes, kind of thing. So we created a new category where we are not soft skill. Soft skill is huge. It's a red market, red ocean. We created a blue ocean for ourselves where it is just about posture. So people who are really bothered about this, right? So this is what, thousands of soft skill trainers and instant confidence transformation. So this is the full form of Monopoly. I mean, I've just created what it is about Monopoly: market ownership, irresistible offer. And so this is not really important for you. Anyways, I can give you, all this. So why this works in 2025? Because you know that everything is a red ocean. So you should, if you are still competing with other people, I mean, आप हिंदी में अपना podcast शुरू कर दो, you're still competing. I mean, that's just, again, for me, I'll say, if I would have been doing this, I'll say myself, nonsense, stupid guy, just because I'm doing it in Hindi or a regional language. What you're doing, you're just getting into a niche, right? Small part, niche, doesn't help. But if you create a new category, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do in Hindi, but you should think of a new category. Hindi mein hi karo. So everything is noisier. Right? Positioning is a suicide. Unique mechanism is a suicide. Right? And there are so many people. So if you are competing, if you still think that you have competition and you want to come out of it, this is the way, right? So what I'll do is, I have, great. I have, Ritambar here. Ritambar, if you can hear me, just say hi, hello, or something. I just want you guys to, listen to his experience. Yeah, I will just make you Ritambar. Great, thanks.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, great. I've put you in the.
Great. So, guys, before me implementing this category thing, my goal was simple, like position myself, as a performance marketer plus as a copywriter, and then pitching to 100 different companies. Hopefully, someone, I will get a meeting, then they will get to know like what I can really do about. If I can really help them grow their business and all that. But yeah, it's possible, but it's so much amount of work. Plus, I want to work with companies who already are big brands, at least, because I know they will be able to pay me well, not the small companies who know you just want free works, and even though they don't have sales. So my problem was like, how do I get into the foot of get my foot in the door? Like, how exactly can I really start working with those clients, because those clients already have an agency. So why they should even hire me? And honestly, they are not going to fire their agency just because I pitched them a new idea. So I created, with the help of Amar sir, I created a new category for myself, and that helped me position in such a way where I can at least get my foot into the door, where I can tell help them see the problem that most of them are not aware of. I mean, they are aware of, but they are not paying attention to it. But if I solve that problem for them, they are going to make more money for their own business. So that's how, I am presenting myself. So this was really helpful for me, and it gave me a much more confidence to pitch to clients. Now it doesn't feel like, it's like a chore, like I have to send 100 emails per day. No, I can just send 5 to 7 emails or DMs to selected people, and then yeah, I can begin the work.
Pitambar, can I just share your maybe category that we identified, like lipstick problem that we want to solve for people? Do you have any?
um
No.
I I'm just worried someone else might copy it right away, because
No, that makes total sense. Total sense.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's not that positioning; it's the lipstick problem that we have identified. Okay, a lot of
Mhm.
things people are doing, but it's a problem that people are trying to solve a lot of problems. We are only solving one small problem, but it's very painful. And small in the sense that thing is one minute thing in the entire process, but it has like huge implications, huge. So yeah, I mean, I totally get you. Will not share this. In fact, we started working how many days? 3 days back, and
Yeah. It still needs some little help, and
yeah, sure, for sure. So thanks, Ritamba, for coming and sharing this particular
yeah,
part.
sure.
Right, great. So Kaushik, yeah, I mean, now we have some more hands up. Is it some more questions? Well, I'll take your questions, guys. Let me just quickly finish how you can do it. So anybody who is right now struggling, you can actually tell me, and I can take you through a simple prompt maybe, because now I have trained my GPTs also to create new categories for me. I'm not saying that you should pick it immediately, but yeah, it will at least give you, because if you don't even know about category creation, the max that you can do GPT is give me a positioning. That's not going to work. I mean, GPTs, AIs cannot give you positioning, right? But if you train them, what exactly is uh, category creation? If you train them with how exactly you should find lipstick problem and define the lipstick problem, they'll give you a lot of categories to work on. So if anybody is interested, you can maybe pick your hand, and we can take your example and help you as well with creating a category. So we have more questions. When creating categories like Techno MBA, how much depends on the brand authority, IIT in this case, versus the actual innovation? Like, can categories without a strong parent brand survive longer, or do we need both the brand equity and the category innovation together? No, you don't really need a brand. So I can give you a lot of examples where think of individuals. You don't really need a brand. Even for this soft skill trainer, the moment you are the only one, like I'm the only, for example, I'm not a big brand, right? But I'm the only pay after you profit agency. So yes, we knew that because it's IIT, it's going to be an easier play for us, but we still had to compete with not just IM, but what happens is, even if you're IIT, our course fee was 12 lakhs for online MBA. Now people are saying I can do, I can spend that much of amount and do a full-time course as well. There are other agencies, Upgrade is giving it for 3 lakhs. This college is giving me for 8 lakhs. So you still are competing. The point was not to compete. Okay? So anybody, even if Narsi Munji would have come up to us, we would have created a new category for them and sold them. The idea is to differentiate yourself from the crowd, create a new ocean where nobody is fighting with you, and then you own that market. So you don't really need a brand there. Okay, you just need first mover advantage and stuff like. I could have, I was about to share, Ritamba's thing, but for e-commerce, I don't know whether you guys can identify the lipstick problem. It's so common. It's so common. It's just that nobody is solving that. And I have literally, taken down Twitter threads where people are discussing this. These are D2C founders who are spending more than a crore, on ads. I'm not even talking about their revenues. They talk to each other. They talk about all these problems. I'm talking about people like who are running Attenberg, people who are running Frido. These companies which are doing millions of revenues. So they still have problem. They're discussing with each other. What are you doing? What are you doing about it? So you just know that it's a lipstick problem that somebody needs to solve immediately, and you just need to grab it. Be the first one. work with these great companies, and boom, right? So that's what it is. So yeah, I mean, if somebody else wants to, do this, I can, quickly take you through my GPT prompts as well. I'll just show you, my prompts. I am getting some hands up and all. Kaushik, maybe, if you can have a look at them. So these are pretty big prompts, by the way, So see, now, like, I obviously get something, but now based on the above info, can you fill up in the answers and is needful for market? You are a strategic positioning advisor trained in market monopoly method. You do not have this. I want to have a bio elevator page and all that. Specialization clarity, positioning polish, POV, differentiations, uh, scarcity. So it creates everything for me. It's a pretty long thing, right? As you can see, it's still not over. So this is a very, very long prompt. And then, there are series of prompts that I take this. And all I need is basically just your one line bio on Instagram, and I can fix it right now for you. At least I'll give you some ways to think, some possible categories that you can probably own, right? So I think we have a hands up. Arpit, sir, I have changed my business now. I don't do chatbots, but I'm helping real estate agent with AI agent for qualified lead gen. I haven't started marketing now, but will soon do it. I want to build my category, right? So again, Arpit, I mean, think of the problem that you're solving. Again, what you're doing is you're thinking in terms of mostly what you know, or you have just, again, I don't want the same thing to happen, but it's kind of the same thing that you're doing. Chatbot nahi hai, to abhi AI agent aa gaya, and for real estate. But what is the lipstick problem? And if you cannot tell your lipstick problem in more than 10 words, there's going to be some issue, right? Guys will have to give me a couple of minutes. I will just quickly get my charger. I think it's going to get over very soon. Just give me a moment. I'll quickly be back. Till then, what you can do is just type in your questions. I'll take all your questions and stuff, and I'll teach you something very, very interesting. Even if you're not sharing your Instagram profile or something, or maybe I can just take this case by Arpit, and I can turn it into a category, though it's not very defined. So give me a couple of minutes, and I'll do this. Kaushik, if you can just manage or till the time get all the questions and stuff. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Oh, okay. So fine. Sheikh, we will get back to your question. As he comes back, he will surely answer your question. He will clear your doubts. And Arpit, I think he will continue with your questions as he comes back. So please be with us.
Yeah, I'm back. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm very quick. I love speed in everything. Not in everything. Okay, context matters. I'm sorry. But yeah, I love speed. All right, getting qualified buyer or seller booking through ads. But I mean, so many people are offering the same thing, right? It's just that you're using AI agents and stuff. What is the problem? What is the problem you're solving? What is the unique problem you're solving? So let's say I'm going to copy all this stuff. Show you this live. I'm opening my GPT. I'm going to share my screen so that you can see all this. Kaushik, my GPT is here. Check. Hello, Kaushik, are you there? Yes, guys, just a minute. I'm showing you this. Can't hear you for some reason, Kaushik. So I've just typed this. Okay. And below this, I'm just going to copy paste my prompt. Now, like I said, it's not going to be, perfect right now, but you will get a fair idea. I usually create a one-page business plan first and then dump that into this particular thing. Yeah, so here we go. I have put in my so this is what you have given me. Right. These are missing right now. Obviously, Arpit, type of agent, location, market segment, size of business. Category for me based on market monopoly. So now your villain basically becomes chatbots also, right? So this is your point of view, or this is the advice that you have to, work against right now. These are again your point of views, the point of views that we were talking. Most agents think, or most people think, that more leads will solve their problem. The truth is, unqualified leads are draining your commissions. You don't need another chatbot or ad campaign. You need an AI agent that books appointments, not clicks. This is good life. It's not a marketing problem, it's a lead quality problem, right? So giving you a lot of authority discovery questions that you can create. I help top performing real estate agents turn ad clicks into booked appointments with serious buyers and sellers without cold calling or instead using my AI. This is the typical thing. So now I want to create a category of something like predictable real estate deals, fully automated, because you have an AI agent. Lens leads sales broken. Your lens leads are in the problem. The system that qualifies and books them as leads are not going to work on leads. Lens statement, the problem isn't more leads, it's that almost all leads are unqualified. We solve this by automating qualification and appointment booking using AI. So every click can turn into a deal-ready meeting, right? Amazing. So now again, I can roast all this. So a lot of things, basically, like I said, I've trained this whole damn thing on, my market monopoly method and how to create new categories and stuff. And I just want to make sure, guys, one thing, this is not something that I have created. I just want to make sure that this is not something unique. I'm showing you the Wikipedia definition of category creation, category design. It's a business strategy. Positioning is not your strategy. It's a business strategy focused on creating and developing new market categories for products and services to establish a company as a leader within that category. Okay, even in AI, there are a lot of people who will come and use AI agents. Even so, what you have done is basically you're still niching down, nothing else. If you remember our first niche, what is niche? Who plus how. That's all you are doing, Arpit. You're doing who, real estate, and how AI agent. You're still in the step one. You're not even gone to the second step of positioning yourself, right? Where you compare yourself to other people. And I'm talking about totally creating a new category. This is what it is. It's a Harvard Business Review article. So this is not something very new that you are reading about. Category creation is the ultimate growth strategy, 2011. In fact, these are the guys who created it, and actually, it started with this 10 years back. Play Bigger. It's a book. It's a book written by 3 people. They started this whole category thing. Like somebody came up with the niche idea, somebody came up with offers. They started creating this, whole category thing. It's a book. They have series of books. I've read them all for maybe 3 years. Last 1 year, very very deeply implemented all that. Right. So that is how I've created all this. This is not something that I have created on my own. Okay. Even people like ClickFunnels also got into a red ocean because GHL came in, and right now, nobody wants ClickFunnels, right? So GHL came in, and other competitors came in. So he's still now trying to figure out his new blue ocean, and he had a recent YouTube video also talking about category creation, saying that I discovered it recently. He in fact invited the people who have written this Play Bigger book, category creation, to his one of the seminars and all that stuff. So not that I'm the only one who's telling you. It's just that over a period of few years we have understood this whole thing. So I will just now quickly close this thing, so that we are very clear. And lower hand, just a bit, guys. So I am clearing. Do we have any more questions? Kaushik, you can tell me, because I just want to make sure that I'm ending this.
Sheikh had a question. Did you answer to him?
I have not seen that thing, but I'll just go back to the Sheikh's question and answer. So guys, this is basically the process to create. The first thing is you need to have a point of views, a list of point of views, because it's not about being better, it is about being different. So point of views can be your lead is not a problem, your qualification is fucked up, kind of thing. Then you need to condition your market, and there is a way to do it. Then you have to design this triangle: product, company, category. Company can be just you. Your product, how do you design it? Again, simple things. Like you can understand Ritamber ke saath, we did it in almost 3 days, and we have already sent our mails and stuff. Lightning strike, again, there are ways to do this. Lightning strike, and you obviously have to play the long game to reap maximum benefits of your category, new category that you have created right now, and position yourself to. So this is much, much, much above positioning. So if you understand positioning, this is like positioning to the power positioning. That's what is marketing, category creation. So I would like to end it with, if your clients are shopping around, they're saying, okay, Arpit, I have talked to you. Let me talk to this guy again and come back to you. You need to know that people don't buy the best again. They buy the moment you have the only option. Like, go back to those things where it's archaic water, no comparison. If I have to buy, I'll buy. If I have the money, and there are people. The market doesn't reward effort; it rewards audacity. So maybe you'll put in a lot of effort. You have already put in a lot of work with messenger bots and all that. You need to be audacious, right? If you're explaining your value, you're already losing. Even with AI agents, if you have to explain how it's going to do, you're losing, right? So and you have to stop competing on price and start competing on outcomes and beliefs. Like I said, 5-minute में reset कर सकते हैं. So if you really sit and think, you can find out all this. In fact, the interesting thing with Ritamber is, I don't know whether he's here or not, but the interesting thing is we discussed this in the masterclass itself. And then we, when we went deep into it and did some research, and I gave him all this Twitter threads and people talking about, he said, oh wow, yeah, man, this totally makes sense, kind of thing. So problems are there. It's just that you don't know how to create the category. You don't know how to name it, frame it, and claim it. That's what, the moment you create a new category, you have to name it, you have to frame it, and you have to claim it, that this is mine, kind of thing. So what's possible for you is, if you really do this, you can obviously 15x your rates, because no comparison. You eliminate basically all the price resistance, because there is no competition, right? Absolutely no competition. And you will have wait list of people if you can really make them understand or just reach out to them with this whole thing. So So what has happened so far is, I think I have tried my best at least, and hope you understand uh, why and what of niching down is a trap, positioning is a suicide, and category creation is the only way out if you are in red ocean right now, because that is how market is always evolving. You need to find your blue oceans. You can keep continuing, fighting in the red ocean with other people. So now that you know there is something like this, there is an easy way out to create your blue ocean. But knowing what to do and actually doing it are two different things, guys. I mean, in your life, right? So how do you actually find your lipstick problem? What is the exact process to name your category? How do you structure an offer that makes price an afterthought? Like, okay, I'll think about the price. पहले समझ लेते हैं क्या है यार. Right? This is where everyone gets stuck, right? So you go back to the business, and then everything continues. You try to figure it out for a couple of days, and then you give up, and then you keep getting in the same spiral, fighting. You don't have to do that anymore if you really want to change everything about it. If you really want to find your blue category. So right now I'm not sending you off with just ideas. I'm going to give you the exact tools to build this today. So I'm just going to take you through my offer right now. And created all this, so I'll tell you about, everything, what is the price, like hardly anything. So I've created all this, where you get frameworks, scripts, GPTs, only option templates. I mean, just look at the email that, probably Ritambar is sending. Ritambar, are you there? If you can just maybe share a couple of, 2-3 lines, top, that should be, amazing. Monopoly mode system, like, Sheikh was asking, what is the mode that you build, right? So that nobody can also copy you. Ready to deploy campaign plans, because you need lightning strike, what needs to be done immediately. So all this will make sure that you're just not another one and you're the only choice. Then there are other things, lightning strike campaigns separately. I don't want you to go into detail. There are a lot of things here. Everything, paid campaign, DMs, emails, organic, plug and play, email sequences, everything is there. You just start talking about the new thing. Then the complete machine. How do you make sure that customers are logged in to your system for a longer time, like Apple system, actually? How do you make sure that competitors, basically you make them, comedy? They look totally irrelevant. What is that pitch? What is that framework? What do you say? Like, just imagine pay after your profit. I mean, nobody can compete with us anymore. Objection handling and all that. So you just don't sell, you own the category. And there are a lot of bonuses. The only bonus I want to, point out is basically this. This is only for 3 people. You'll get 2 90-minute sessions with me where I'll personally sit with you and I'll make sure that we have your category named, your flagship offer is designed, and with a lot of POVs, minimum 20 point of views that you can use multiple times, because you really have to hit with the POVs. And your first key message is scripted and sent. I'll only sit with 3 people. So the offer is, and there is a guarantee also before I tell you about the offer. Just think, if you can just get one client also, what will be the price and how soon you can, recover whatever is the cost. You don't even know about the cost and you laugh at it actually. So the guarantee is, if you don't see a clear path, no questions asked, 90 days, you can get your 100% refund if you don't, find it, and you can keep the entire system free. So it all starts with one-to-one sessions. Once we have figured all this out, then I will dump all this information into your, this thing. In fact, everything is in the tag mango thing. And this is the step. Like I said, it is only for first 3 people. So, you just have to maybe hurry and buy this. It's going to show you the price. I'm sure maybe, some of you are thinking, what is the price of this? This is, guys, just 2499 right now. Everything, including 2 one-to-one meetings, is just 2499. And I'm going to send this link in the chat, maybe. All of you have this. Even in Q&A, I have this. and I'm going to take questions. Don't worry. Okay, you have this link with you, and yeah, so you get everything in the Tag Mango system, 2499. This includes all the bonuses, everything that we have. We're going to dump here, like I said, and again, this is only for first 3 people. Okay, so in case there is somebody who comes fourth, I'll not be able to give you that special bonus. Why just 25,000? But it's worth much more. I mean, for me, more than 55,000, because it's totally a new thing. It will change your life, your business, and everything. Because right now I'm also starting, okay, and I want a lot of you to do this, learn this. Your success will become my proof. The moment we've just started with Ritamber, I've done it with other people as well. I've given their examples. Like, there's this girl Chatra who's already working with coaches right now. So you can just use it for yourself, and you can use it even for your clients. If you're building your client, working for your clients, you can implement the same thing for them, make them different, and it will be easier for you, like we did for IT, we did for CM institutes, right? And I'm not looking at 5 people. This is limited to 5 sales. I don't know how many people are here right now. But yeah, I mean, this is whole damn thing is limited to the 5 people who take this action right now. I don't want, this is like a magic trick for me, okay? At least for me. The moment everybody knows your magic, the importance of magic goes away. So this is my last slide. We'll say goodbye and all this. Good. Everybody, I think, everybody is good. That's how I see it. So everyone else is good. You'll make some money for sure. If you become better, you'll still keep fighting. The day you become best, you are almost there maybe. But there is a quick way. Even if you're good, you can jump directly to the category king. You can skip all this, better, niche trap, positioning trap, and trying to fight and become the best and all that. So totally a call. And that's all from my side. And now I will take questions, whatever is remaining. If you have more questions, you can type in your questions. And chat GPT link. Yeah, I'll give you Arpit. That's not an issue, but the alone just that thing will not be able to help you, because your GPT is not even trained about category thing, right? You need to actually know how exactly a category is created. You have to dump the entire process. So I mean, I can give you, but it won't be very helpful for you. But if you take this, yes, you will get everything embedded there. So I'm starting a career consulting venture. Okay. As a solopreneur, great. Right now, I'm just one person, absolutely fine. But I don't want to be just another consultant. That's all. That's the whole point of this, entire thing. I could have taken a, very good webinar on positioning, because a lot of people don't even know how to crack positioning. But I thought, why still stuck and keep fighting when you can actually jump? So yeah, I want to build it as a unique category in itself. Can you guide me on how to brainstorm and shape my consulting into a defensible category that stands out rather than being seen another niche? Career consulting venture. I will obviously need little more information on this, Sheikh, ideally. Like, what kind of career consulting you are giving? I don't know whether are you helping students, go abroad? Are you helping people who are stuck in the mid-level career and you want you can help them to go to C-level and all that. So I'll need these information with you, and then we can definitely create a category. I mean, yes, it is still a crowded category, still a red ocean, but that's what I mean. If you just create your category and you have your bio and your point of views written, the moment you approach these people, they will not even think. They'll not compare you to a consultant. Like we created, if you remember, we created mood first fitness, we created posture based coaching, right? These are the creatives that need to think, and for that I'll need some information. And I ideally the process is we send a detailed talk to our clients. They fill it up, whatever answers they have. Sometimes they don't have a lot of answers, so we try to figure it out with them. and then it's quite easier to understand. At times, it's also difficult to find out the lipstick problem, because if you talk about this particular thing, career consulting, I really have very little idea. Of course, depending upon what we're talking. Like I said, if you talk about people who are stuck in their midlife career, mid-level thing, I have a lot of friends there, especially in IT. So very very worried and all that. So I'll need all this information, and then I think I can definitely help you with creating a category. Or you can just join us here in this program. This is just $2,500. I mean, think of it as just one dinner, right? And we are going to sit 290 minutes sessions, so we'll figure it out for you. And like I said, I'll leave you with everything, so that you're very confident reaching out to people. I mean, I just don't want you to compete. It's as simple as that. So Aline, first of all, Abhishek, sign up. Excited to reinvent my offers and funnels with your help. Yeah, I mean, you'll laugh at your funnels, and you'll laugh at everything, the offer and everything. Abhishek, don't worry about it. It's totally a new thing. Even you will be excited, once we agree on that particular thing. So that's one thing. And like I said, I really want more proofs for this particular thing. This is also new for me. Knowing something is one thing, and teaching and implementing it with other people is a totally different thing. So that is the reason, again, I'm willing to give my time also personally, so that I make sure that whatever I have done, and my team will also be involved with you wherever it's it's required, or whatever support you need from us. So that is going to be there. And Sheikh, maybe you can also join us, and we'll have separate one-to-ones and all that. So it's just like a dinner that we we both go together. Let's say we have some nice food. You're obviously going to spend much more than this particular amount. Imagine if this is all figured out. You don't have to really worry about, oh, I'm just another one. I'm competing with people. This price is nothing. And like I said, I just want more proof. So yeah. Arpit has also joined. Great, Arpit. Welcome aboard. And so like I said, again, you were doing the exact same thing. In fact, you were stuck at the niche part, right? Who and how. Some people have not even figured that out. I mean, if I really get into, I mean, though Sheikh has asked some great questions, so I'm sure he has a lot of clarity. He's thinking through it. His new venture, it's like a new baby, right? So his thought about it, I can make it out from his questions. Like what? How do you make sure that you don't lose your first mover advantage? And in one of my systems, I showed you that we also cover that. Right? That's very important. I have to build shields around my pond, so that no other fish can come and claim this immediately, at least. Right? Once it becomes bigger, people will come in, right? And it's a digital world, digital marketing, digital space. Monopolies will only survive. So you have to create a monopoly and guard it for some time. So that's it from my side. Sheikh, the problem is I'm not even clear about your niche, for example, like, who are the people and how exactly you're going to help them. So if you can maybe, mention your niche, I can, give you some suggestions, or maybe I can run your thing through my GPT and stuff. Otherwise, it will be difficult for me to. So you can always go back to these books, Play Bigger and all that, and try to figure out these things. Like I said, this is not a new thing that I have created. So yeah, I mean, if somebody really wants to, doesn't want to, invest as time and energy and all that, you always have the option of going back and read Play Bigger, and there are other category creation books which are there. And implement it whenever you think you are ready. Just make sure that whenever you're doing it, even after 6 months, you create a blue ocean. Because by the time you maybe you start, it will be another red ocean. That's how it is happening, right? So great. I mean, thank you. Okay, great. First of all, sorry for bombarding you with so much. I love questions. Honestly, today's session was really great. Genuinely enjoyed it. Learned a lot, and it gave me some fresh ways to look at things. Great. Quick thing though, just to clear before jump in for 2500, what all do I get access to? Is it sessions plus recordings plus some community support, or how's it? Okay, yeah, I mean, I was not very clear with the offer part, I know, because, the time was running. This is how it starts. It starts with first one-to-one session. The first 90-minute session is going to be where, Kaushik, maybe you can, bring in Sheikh as a panel, or, if you're around, so he can, talk and speak. And I've done it. So yeah, I mean, Sheikh, basically, what we do is we start with it's for everybody. Abhishek, you have joined, Arpit, you have joined, and I don't know. I mean, anybody else has not given me any message. So we start with first 90-minute session where we try to figure out what is that you are currently planning to do and which stage you are in. Have you figured out your niche? Are you, at the positioning stage? Are you still trying to figure out certain things? And out of that, once I understand that bit, I will create, some categories for you. And then we both will go deeper into these things and understand whether this is a new category worth creating. Will it make sense? Then the next step is, once we agree on that, then we'll, go into naming, framing, claiming, and all that, jazz. Then I'll give you all these documents, first level of documents to work with. See, the idea is not to dump you with all this immediately, right? There are a bunch of things, recordings and notes and GPTs and all that stuff. We will go step by step. If you can do it, like with Ritambar, we have done it in just 3 days. Okay? If you can do it in a day's time, if you have the bandwidth, we can again meet next day and make sure that we are doing the next thing. And then you can, carry forward with all the point of views that we have created for you, all the, cold DMs that you want to reach out, or maybe you want to make your website or landing page, you want to create something. What should be the exact message for this particular category, right? So messaging part and everything will be cracked. And then I'll give you enough, ammunitions, like I said, 90 days of content that if you want to, promote on LinkedIn, on whatever platforms that you want. So you will get access to those things in TagMango platform itself, right? So it's a CMS as well, and a learning, management LMS as well, right? So both the things are there. So you'll get one-to-one, two one-to-ones, all the recordings, all the resources, and Sheikh, really, until and unless I also feel that you have not cracked it, I'll be there. In fact, okay? It's not that in 2 sessions I'll just say, oh, I'm not there anymore, right? Like I said, my team will also be there, and we'll talk about it. How we can go ahead and crack this whole thing. Obviously, we'll not be working as your employee, right? Where you want us, all the time. But 2500 may, how much you want? Tell me.
No, got it, sir. Actually, the thing is, I actually want insights. I'm hungry for knowledge. I can learn and I can adapt. It's not that I just want someone to guide me, just like in compass. I'm not asking you to, do everything for me. And that won't be fair enough. If I want to build something, I want to do things, right? It's not like a type किया and enter दबा दिया तो बस चीजें हो रहे हैं, हम बस बैठ के मस्त मगन में हैं. And that's not what I believe in. The thing drives me mostly कि वही passion है, like आप कर रहे हो, right? You are building something. It's like अगर पहले से भी हो और you are creating something, it's just you're building, you're believing in yourself and your notion, and you're creating something. वही पहला step है, right? So I really thoroughly enjoyed the session. It's like I always attend a lot of sessions so that I can get ideas and maybe where I am standing, because जब पता चलता है कि okay, these are things like people are learning or people are promoting these things, लगता है कि why I'm not doing that, what's stopping me, or what level of the journey, especially the journey. Most of all, not all the people who are hosting webinars or having brands were like that from the beginning. They also learned. So okay, so their journey, usse jo insights milta hai, I take that, because if I want to live a life and do trial, I believe in trial and error, but abhi I think I can also extract details from others' life. It's like reading a book. I've never been a businessman before. So if I see an interview, somewhat, I'm not saying uske wajah se I can become an businessman, but I can at least have the mentality or just the notion ki, okay, we have to move like this and all. So I completely agree by you, sir, and I sorry again if I asked you a hell lot of questions today. It's just of me being curious and asking plenty of questions.
I'm just like you. I'm just like you, Sheikh. I'm also a very curious guy, so I keep reading. I mean, that is how I discovered all this, right? I went into the rabbit hole. Abhi pata chal gaya, abhi karen kaise, right? And implementation is not easy. It's not like, you can just read a damn book and change ho gaya aapka life. Right? Even when we, started this pay after you profit agency, I mean, we failed. Trust me, we have burned more money, in early days and early months because we're still trying to figure out, kaise kare, promise kya kare. One thing that I really liked, of all the things that you spoke about, passion is of course there, but it's a common thing. You said something like, if you can learn from somebody else, it's a very, very interesting thing. Like, if somebody has already figured it out, I would rather just pay that guy, get his time and insights and implement it rather than trying to figure it out myself. I will do it, but it'll take maybe 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, maybe I'll just leave it and move on to the next thing that I, come across. So yeah, the whole point is I have figured this whole thing out, and I would love to give you all the insights of how we are doing it with other people as well, how you can do it for yourself, and rest if you put in your work and you're passionate and you're excited about exploring new things. I'll also leave you. So I used to also run a lot of paid newsletters. I'm sure Arpit is here and Ritambar is here. They used to read my paid letters. It's just that I was not getting time, so discontinued. और उसमें तो मैं बहुत सारी चीजें share करता था. I mean, even curious things like what happens to the soap that we leave in hotels. Nobody thought about it. So when I used to be a kid, we used to go to hotels and उस समय तो soaps मिलते थे. अभी भी soap मिलता है. I mean, even in very good hotels. I don't carry it back to home, right? It's a leftover soap. What do they do with all this? There was so very interesting things, are there in around us. So I'm a big fan of reading long articles. I just hate those, short reels and stuff. Personally, I use them for my ads and for my clients' ads and stuff. So yeah, it's going to be a very interactive session. So आपके साथ बात करके मुझे ये लग रहा है कि when we sit for our first 90 minutes, we'll make sure we don't talk about anything else. And once we finish our 90 minutes and figure this out for you, then we'll have another session where we'll talk about all these things that you have discovered and I have discovered. And yes, you will get in community. The idea is to build a community of all the category kings, category creators. Like we have Ritambar, we have Chatra, we have 2 more people. I think Abhishek and these people have already joined. So once we learn from each other, I think our growth is going to be exponential. So that's I think answers your question. Yeah. So
Sure, sir. Thank you so much once again, and yeah, I would be also enrolling. I just want to get more time with you, so I'm gonna take this thing so we can talk more on it.
Yeah, sure.
And we'll talk. Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for giving me time.
Great, thank you. Sure. Any other questions, guys? I'll get in touch with you. Everybody who at least the first 3, jo bhi hai. I don't have the everything in the chat, but if there are other people, the first 3 will you'll get a call from me personally. We'll set up our one-to-one meetings and stuff and figure out things. All right, so thank you for your time. It's 2:00. I'm really sorry, it took more than what I had thought. I have finished my previous ones in 90 minutes. It's not because of Sheikh's long questions. I really love those questions. It was my fault because I've changed a few things in my PPT. So sorry for taking extra 30 minutes, but I really wish that you have a great weekend. And at least it has given you new ways to think about it. Like, kaise red ocean se blue ocean hona shuru hua? What is the problem? Right, kind of thing. So thanks for all the thumbs up, and we'll be in touch, and very excited to again sit with you, Abhishek, and like I said, I have confirmation of Arpit, and yeah, Sheikh is also going to join us hopefully very soon. So thank you very much again, and we'll be in touch, guys. See you soon. Yeah, I'll go and have a nice lunch, and I love beer, so don't have to tell you about that. I'm going to enjoy my beer, have a nice lunch, and sleep well, and figure out how I can help a few more people do this amazing thing. So Kaushik, thank you for being there and confirming everything. And all right, guys, so we are closing this stuff meeting. You can go back and
Thank you everyone.